Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? This is SMH Podcast. I am your host, Shania. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode. I have another episode for you guys because I have a special guest. It is 93 Torrence. Say what's up to him.
What's going on, you guys? I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for tuning in. You feel me? I'm here visiting my girl, Shania. You know what I'm saying? At the SMH Podcast. We're going in, man. It's going up. So I wanted to come on, you feel me, turn up one time.
Hey, you know it. All right. I appreciate you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for wanting to be a part of us, coming to talk to us for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But how have things been for you, man? I know you just put out a song like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I put out something. That's doing pretty well. I put out a couple songs, actually, like random. Those were like random drops that I wanted to do. Just because, like, it's been a minute since I dropped my last project, so I felt like they like my fans or people, my supporters, deserve to know that I still am working and stuff like that.
And speaking of supporters, give them your tag so they know where to follow you.
Oh, you can follow me everywhere at 93 Torrence. It's 93 TORRENCE. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I mainly be on Instagram, so that's where you can normally get at me. You can get at me on Twitter also, stuff too. Instagram is usually where I'm at though, and where most of my promoting and stuff goes.
And you can follow me, SMH Podcast 96 on Instagram. Same thing for Wisdom. TikTok is SMH Photography 96 on TikTok. But we're shooting this episode, so it's on YouTube. I am not good at Twitter, but we're getting better at it, I guess.
I was never good at Twitter.
Twitter is just not my
Twitter is weird. And Twitter, first of all, Twitter is disgusting.
It is.
My Twitter at least was definitely disgusting.
It is.
I guess it all depends on who you follow. Like, we choose to follow certain. But honestly, like, my Twitter be like some crazy shit be posting up on my Twitter, and like it be by people I don't even following.
Yeah, so. Same here. Like, I get a bunch of OnlyFans people, and I'm like, why is this popping up?
Right.
When did I Google search this? Or
yeah, and it's whatever though. I
So Torrence, your song, Oakland. I kind of have a question about it because I was very interested in the lyrics of it. Because at first I thought the lyrics were like a metaphor. Like, you said she's like a siren, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's not an actual girl. Maybe it's a metaphor for because you're chasing the bag and you're doing all that. But then, as you kept going, I was like, maybe it's not a metaphor. Maybe he is talking about a girl. So maybe it's like a toxic girl that he knew in Oakland. So I was just curious.
No, yeah, it was a toxic girl I knew in Oakland.
Yeah.
It was for sure a toxic girl I knew in Oakland. And a lot of me just wanted her not to be toxic, but it was toxic. It wasn't nobody whom I was like you're close to me. Like, it wasn't nobody that I was hella close to where they're gonna be coming around the family and stuff like that. But it was someone that I was dealing with for a period of time that I was kind of fucking with for a little bit. But the red flags were just too apparent and stuff like that.
Keep in mind of those red flags, what I say.
Yeah, I know the red flags were just too apparent, and then she eventually just was hella nagging and shit. And I was like, I'm finna just leave this alone. You know what I'm saying? But I say it it was sort of I used it as she was a siren, so she's not necessarily good for me, but at the same time I still found myself going and messing with this person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There was some times where I just kept getting reeled back in and stuff like that.
I feel it.
But it's really all it was though, and then I just I wrote that song literally going to Oakland. On the road to Oakland, and I was like,
well, how's the irony?
I know. It was.
But it was a good song. What would you say your musical style is?
I mean, I call my style I call it soul. So my motto, my kind of genre is a neo hyphy. You know what I'm saying? I like to big on the neo soul and the jazz and stuff like that, but I'm big on the West Coast hyphy type shit too. So that's kind of my way of fusing and it together and stuff like that.
I can see that because your song Hot Topic, it kind of has that beat to it. It's real energetic, makes you want to dance. Mm-hmm. But it's very calming too.
Yeah, no, right, and that's kind of what I want it to be lit. but not too lit, but like still calm enough to where you can kind of just chill out to it. But,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like that's where my project that I was just talking to you about recently is the newest one, Neo Hyphy, which drops in April, like late April.
Hey, you better follow him.
Right.
It drops in April.
You feel me? Follow me. It drops in April. It's gonna be, I mean, it's only my second project, but it's the best one yet, right? You know what I'm saying? So no, but it's gonna be cool though. I like it. I actually really like this project. I loved my last one, my first project I put out, but this project gonna be really cool, and it's like gonna be a lot better with the rollout of it. I got videos and stuff for it. Like I still have my like release party plan and shit and stuff like that. So, but it's more like strategic with the dropping and stuff like that. So.
But I love that you do that because I don't know, like there's not a lot of artists like today who are really focused on just the, the work behind their project, trying to be patient and putting out their project so that they have a good body of work to show people and not just, hey, I made a song, listen to it type ish.
Yeah, I try to keep the vision and keep the foresight to know how I want it to drop and stuff like that. And then like I do a lot of research on how other people drop their music and stuff too, and see what there's like a pattern on what they do. Sort of like how there's a pattern on what successful people do too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna like I purposely haven't like put out a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily expect hella people to know me, but like I want when they do, like leading off of this, it's gonna people are still gonna like reel in and leading off of this. If I do this right, then that'll be able to translate to my other jobs for like my singles and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And then once I get more traction and stuff like that, people are gonna start to like, start to see it's gonna be on people's timelines. People are gonna start to see it and really see what kind of like value I bring to them.
I agree with that because it's like the same thing happened for like Lizzo. Like she made a song, "The Truth Hurts." It didn't get popular till like a year after she made it.
Yeah.
Like, and I made a podcast last year too, and my podcast didn't do like as well as it did last year as it did this year, which is confusing. But it's like you put in the work, you waited, and you're just waiting for like people to actually like take that time to actually listen and pretty much you're just waiting for like that moment where it does like pop.
Yeah.
Because it takes time and it happens at different moments for everybody.
It's just like investing in yourself. Like you put that investment into that money and you think or you have a good idea that this is gonna make you some money at some point, but you don't really know that until it pops up.
Until it does, for sure.
But at the same time, the music industry I feel like is a little bit different though too, just because like you can make yourself pop off. You just have to put the right like time and realistically money into promoting yourself.
Very true.
And that's one thing I think artists don't realize too, and that's why I take my time, is that like there's a lot of things that go into making the music, but there are also a ton of things that go into putting the music out. And I think a lot of artists that are in the city and in nearby in general, California, let's just say that aren't where they should be because I don't think they're investing enough in themselves.
Very true.
And stuff like that, and me included. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
With this new project and with this things going around, like I was just telling you, like things are gonna start rolling in, and like I have a lot more time and room and money to invest in myself and stuff like that.
That's good.
But I think a lot of artists' problem is a lot of artists who literally don't like money shouldn't be the reason why you aren't.
Can't put
you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there do be people would be in a different place if they just had access to unlimited amount of money to invest in
be able to do all this.
You know what I'm saying? It all does come down to the money and stuff. Like it shouldn't be about the money, but you should be like working. You should be cognizant. Like you should just know when the money is important. You know what I'm saying? When you should, because it comes into play. Because you can't, along with the music, just like any business, like you're not gonna make money if you don't spend it.
No, definitely.
So
It takes money to make money.
Yeah, especially with the music business, because people hardly make money in the music industry anyways.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching this new to the music industry, like, that shit looks cool on Instagram, but a lot of motherfuckers aren't really making huge money off of their music. They're doing a lot of things like starting businesses and investing in themselves.
Yeah.
There's not one artist that you can tell me or think of who is successful that doesn't have like merchandise or their own business or something like that.
Yeah.
They make their money off.
So they can make their money back. Yeah.
Exactly. And if it's not that, then it's shows and stuff. But
like Chance the Rapper, at first he started just making all his music free.
Yeah.
And the only way he'd get paid is through his concerts. Through like events he would pop up at, and that was the only way he got paid. He just made his music free.
Yeah, that's how it happens. But like even then, shit happens though.
Yeah.
When the pandemic hit, wasn't nobody doing those shows. Was nobody making no money doing those shows. So it's like you have to have more.
Yeah.
And like as I've gotten older, my life or my mind has transitioned into not just being an artist, but being more of a businessman too.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like, my art could open doors for me, but the real wealth is gonna come from when I learn the business side of things. Because even the music industry, the music business is what makes the money. Like the music, there's a whole lot of different things to the industry, but the music business side of that is one thing that is why people don't like artists, like real artists. They can survive and thrive, but businessmen and business people are the ones that really like that know and take advantage of the business side of it, that really like are
making the money. Yeah, very true, very true. Well, getting into our segment, what's for tea? I'm not gonna do a story time for you guys this week. But I am going to give you a little information that you probably didn't know and need to know, which is important for everybody. So, I don't know why I want to share this with you guys, but I just feel like it's important to know because I feel like it's kind of like a lead into like what we can see into the future. But did you know a Virginia mom just recently bought a 3D printed home from the Habit for Humanitarian People? She just bought a 3D printed home.
What does that mean?
So, like, her home was, like, built, but it was used, like, you know those 3D printing things? Like, you can make little things out of everything.
Like, they made the whole house?
The whole house.
How long did that take?
It probably took forever, but I just thought it was important because I'm just like, I think we need to realize that, you know, I think it's cool she was able to buy a house that was used by different technology, but I think the problem that I have is that these are actual people's jobs that I feel like now technology is coming after. Because it's like, yeah, that's a good idea, but we got to all realize is that jobs right now are people don't want to work, I get that, but at the same time, like the jobs that people are working and all that, we don't need to replace with technology. Like, and I feel like that's where we're going is like everything is going to be replaced with technology soon. And we really need to kind of be a little scared of that because like...
Yeah, I don't know how to like combat that. Like, I don't know, because that's one thing about human beings that always has been the same, been that way for, you know, beginning time, and will always be like that, is that like we like to evolve and progress and stuff like that. And, and people like to feed their egos with the technology and who got the biggest, baddest, and the most expensive what, and that unfortunately are gonna take like people's jobs. Yeah. It's
gonna overrun like us as humans.
People, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been seeing like these little videos of these little robots on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, they get jumping.
I'm like, for real, some real iRobot type shit.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there like, oh shit, this shit is real.
Like, I don't know if anybody. I watched this movie when I was little. It was called AI. It was called Artificial Intelligence. Like, I thought that was just so weird because it was like robots mixed with humans, and it's like you couldn't tell who was a human, who was a robot, and like they had emotions and feelings, and it was weird.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah, that's taboo. Like that whole realm is taboo to me. Like I'm not really good with technology like that, anyways.
Yeah.
So robots and shit, that's not one thing I'm
just comfortable in doing and just will want to do and all that.
Yeah, I think that there are specific jobs that robots could supplement and take, but to make more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I like the job I work at. I work with robots technically too. Like,
Technically, yeah.
And they also be fucking up too.
Yeah.
Break down or whatever, and they be needing human beings to come in and fix them.
Very true.
So it's like
you're always gonna need a human to fix the robot.
Yeah.
But
So I get it. I get that we have to move forward and progress, but it is a little scary out like how like fast it's happening.
Yeah.
So I think we should embrace a little bit of it because I don't think we should just be scared of shit.
Of course. I mean, technology wouldn't bring us where we are right now.
Right.
But at the same time, I think we just need to be a little cautious on all the things that we're trying to make that's more convenient for us.
Because we lazy.
Because we're lazy.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's just what I wanted to bring that up for. So, next up for tea, did you guys know, unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately, because she deserves what the fuck she's getting. Gazelle Maxwell has been charged with 4 counts of minor sex trafficking.
Good at who?
Yeah, so like she could face up to 70 years in prison. I guess she's an heiress, and she helped that dude, Gazelle Maxwell.
Who is that?
So she helped that dude Jeffrey Epstein, who pretty much had like this whole thing going on, like I guess back in 2018, but it's actually started back in 2005. He was like a real creeper guy, getting young girls to So she was like one of his co-conspirators, and so now she's been charged with 4 counts of sex trafficking with minors, and she could face up to 70 years in prison. So I'm happy she was charged because that is gross. How you could just do that, and that's something people should know, because we really need to look out for our younger girls nowadays, especially if you have a younger daughter. Like, really look into the stuff that she's doing, the people she's hanging around, her friends, because she was like, these girls were recruited by other younger girls. It's like, you need to understand like what your child is doing at the end of the day, because there's predators like that out there with a lot of money
who take advantage of that
and who can hide a lot of stuff. I mean, look at R. Kelly. But anyway.
Nah.
Next up for tea. I said there was a young girl. Her name was Laura. I forgot her last name. But she was 23 years old, and she was just found unresponsive in her apartment from actually going on a dating app with an older white man. After they met up, she was found unresponsive in her apartment, but I guess the police ruled him out as a suspect because he seems like a nice guy or whatever. But I think it's just kind of weird how after she goes on this date with this guy, she's now dead in her apartment. So we got to be careful out here, ladies. Like, we need to be really careful, especially with trying to date, these dating apps, meeting people online. Like, it's not really safe right now, and we really need to be more precautious because of everything that's going on. You know, people being kidnapped, people just coming up missing, sex trafficking. It's really real, and I think we need to also, I get it, a lot of people are online for certain reasons, and they do what they do, but I think we just need to be precautious while we're online, because it's the whole world on the web. That's what we don't remember. Like, we think it's just our little circle of people, our friends, but we don't realize that there's a whole world looking at us.
Yeah, the whole world. Yeah. Like, girls, every time you guys go somewhere or go out with someone who you don't know or are comfortable with, you should be letting somebody know
your location.
You should be letting them know the location, the restaurant y'all going to eat at, the movie theater y'all
person's
going to.
name. Show them a picture of the person.
Take a picture, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Send the Instagram profile to somebody. You know what I'm saying? There should be some type of
alert
way that somebody can contact you, or some type of way or routine to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I know that my sister should be usually home around this time and she's not, or whatever, or if I don't hear from her the next day, I check out or something like that. And if anything, if something happens, I got dude's picture at least.
Yeah, at least we got a picture of what he looks like, because that's what it really be. These girls, they met up with the guy, but they don't know what the guy looks like. They don't know anything about him because they didn't want to take the time to actually just show him. Even if it's a catfish picture, police can go and look through accounts and ask these people who are using this fake image, and rule them as suspects or something like that. And I just feel like it would be a lot better if we communicate a little bit better.
Yes. So
So
everybody just stay safe, yo.
Stay safe out here.
Keep a weapon on your ass at this point. Like, keep a weapon on you.
I got a taser.
Taser, a knife.
There's nothing wrong with pepper spray. And
you gotta carry. If you licensed to carry, get you a little pistol, put it in the purse or something. Like, you feel me? Like,
just little one.
Pepper spray, all that.
All that is essential, ladies. So
a screwdriver, something. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. But that's all we have for tea, y'all. I appreciate y'all for listening. So we're gonna get into the episode. Today's episode is about stress. Have you dealt with stress before?
Of course, yeah.
Who hasn't, right?
Dealt with stress, yeah.
Stress is a lot of things. It can be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional. It has a lot of effects on like your body, the way you act, the way you can perform through your day-to-day things, because I don't think a lot of people realize that they could be stressed right now. Like the pandemic, I know a lot of people are probably stressed because of the pandemic. Of course, the pandemic caused a lot of stress for everybody. But I don't know if people know how to like really deal with stress that much. And I love that I brought you on for this topic because you started a meditation group.
Oh yeah, I need to get back up because when I started to work, I was kind of lost. I kind of like got away from it, but yeah, I did for a while. I'm big on the meditation and stuff like that because that's just a stress reliever for me.
Yeah, but do you think that's like one thing that helped you like deal with your stress is meditation?
Yeah, definitely. It was able. Because when we're stressed, we're usually like. Being stressed it deals with like anxiety to me, like at least my stress.
Yeah.
Because when you're anxious, it kind of just feels like a whole lot of things are going on all at once, and when you're stressed out, it kind of feels like that. It feels like there's a whole lot of things going on all at once. But it's because I think people don't necessarily know how to be mindful with their thoughts.
Yeah.
Or necessarily know how to control the frequency of which their thoughts, reside or resonate.
Yeah.
And a lot of that takes time and simple time by yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how many people can't take 1 or 2 minutes, just 1 or 2 minutes to sit in complete and utter silence.
Yeah, very true. I've met a few people like that actually who just can't be like by themselves for too long or can't be like just alone for too long because I don't know why, but it just probably like freaks them out or something. But I do agree, stress is like, sometimes it's hard to deal with, especially when you do feel like you have like a lot on your mind at one time, because like I've been in like situations where I couldn't sleep because I was like so stressed out about probably bills or something going on like personally, and it's caused a lot of like anger, laziness, a lot going on with my body. I wouldn't eat. I just wouldn't want to do nothing because I was just so stressed out about probably one thing, and I'm letting it consume my whole body.
Yeah, and that's where it gets tricky, is when you let it consume your actions and consume your. So once you get to that depressed state, it's hard to kind of bounce back, and once you get there, it's easier to fall into your bad habits and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because I believe there was like one point, I think I was just heartbroken, whatever, and I went into like a depressed state, and I was drinking a lot more regularly than I normally would.
Yeah.
And I realized that was becoming a problem, so I had to check myself on it. Like, I'm sad and I'm depressed, but I don't need to be drinking to add to the damn shit. Like, that's not healthy at all.
Because it doesn't really make it go nowhere. It just lets it, it leaves for a couple hours.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you,
and then you just thinking about it again.
I'm gonna be real with you. Even when I'm like in that, like when I'm drinking or smoking because of the stress, to like get the stress, to relieve the stress or whatever. A lot of times, bro, I'll be drinking and smoking, and I'll still be stressed. I'll just be high.
Yeah,
drunk.
And it's like
still stressed out, high and drunk.
And now you're even angrier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And now I'm like, because I'm either high or drunk, I'm thinking of it with an unclear mind, and then like my decisions on whatever aren't rational. They're not the regular.
No.
They're not like they're not all the way thought through.
Yeah.
And so it's like when, that's why I use the meditation to kind of like really sit there and think through, to use it as a mindfulness.
Yeah.
And that's what meditation really is mindful thinking. And once I started to really mindfully think about my actions and thoughts for a small period of time every single day, then it started to the rest of the day through a period of time, I started to think about what I actually had going on in that day, instead of kind of just going with the flow of things.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because there would be a lot of times where I would go with the flow, but I would need that moment of self-reflection. Like, I think it's good to do a little bit of self-reflection, especially like if you do it day to day, it'll help with like long-term effects of stuff, I don't think we like to do like our day-to-day like self-checking, like, are you okay today? Do you have what you need today? Are you like in the right place? Like, no. If you're not, like, what are you doing to like help yourself get to that space? Or are you doing something that's hindering that? Like, I realized I need to slow down sometimes. Like, I don't realize how much that affects my day-to-day, and how me rushing adds stress to a lot of different parts of my life, because I'll try to rush to get this and that done, try to juggle all this stuff at one time, and then I drop the ball on something, and then
you'd be fucked up off that one drop.
And
then you would say you'd have took care of all your other goals and all that extra.
But because that one thing happened, now I'm just like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous.
It doesn't even have to be like that. Just get into your head.
Yeah, it really is. What are a few things that you do during your meditation that helps you, like, get to a peaceful state so you can think?
Well, I don't have to stretch before I meditate, but I like to stretch before I meditate to get my body kind of up and the blood flowing and stuff like that. Well, I like to listen to, if I'm not sitting in complete silence or trying. Sometimes it's hard where I live at and stuff like that. There's a lot of cars and stuff, so it's like loud. So I'll put my headphones in. If I feel like I need to put my headphones in, then I'll do like some soothing sounds or music. It consists of like Native American flutes and stuff like that, or
I like jazz music when I'm stressed.
Jazz. I don't know. I've meditated to jazz music before too, or like I'll listen to like
or classical music. I like classical music too.
That does work too. I'm more of I like to listen to the rain.
Ooh, okay.
Like the rain and like thunder and stuff like that. I listen to just like
those apps.
I'll just go to YouTube and then type in rain sounds or music or meditation sounds or something like that.
Yeah.
They do have apps and stuff like that too, but that's and I do that because sometimes I go to sleep like that too, and it's very calming. So
it is.
It is. So, but yeah, I do that. So for sure, getting something I could focus on, and I do that so I can focus. If I'm not focusing solely on my breath, then I'm focusing on the sounds of what's going on. There's that thing. That's one thing I for sure need to do, is like focus on my awareness of surrounding, making sure I have a clean space in the area, and then also after I meditate, I pray too. While the meditation is still going on technically, but there's a period after like my timer goes off. Yeah. There's a period of time in my meditation where I pray, not even asking for shit, just being thankful, being gracious, showing gratitude and stuff like that.
I think that is so dope, because we used to do the same thing in yoga. After yoga, after your yoga class, you go into Shavasana, and you're just on the floor, you're just laying there, and you're just kind of letting your body relax after the workout, and you're kind of just like letting all of the tension go, and just really just get into a moment of peace. And then we get up and like sit in prayer position, and then we say a prayer, and then that's how we leave. So I think that's beautiful, because I feel like it kind of in that moment, like, I love that you stretch, you meditate, and then you pray, because I feel like it helps with your body, your mind and your spirituality at one time, because it gets your body active, and then it gets your mind active, and also that it checks back into your like spirituality and all that. So I love that it does all that at one time. So that is great.
Yeah, it's meditation is like this was like 5 years ago. I've been like, nigga, I ain't finna be meditating. Nigga, I'm not finna be but that shit really does help, bro. Like it really lets me like stay focused. And once I started to really realize and get comfortable with doing nothing, I got comfortable with doing nothing. And when I got comfortable with doing nothing, I started to really see a difference in like my definition of peace.
Yeah.
And so when I started to really figure out what peace was for me, I started to think. Now, because again, I'm using the mindful thinking because I'm practicing thinking mindfully every day instead of just random thoughts like most people do. So
yeah.
A regular day and they have random thoughts. I'm thinking of the things that are triggering me now. Thinking of the things that I want to have around me, and like then I do that, and I'm mindful of the peace around me. So
I love that you said that. I think I want to do an episode on that now, like daily affirmations, because I feel like we don't really put positive thoughts in our head. Like, yeah, you can like say a bunch of stuff like, oh, I wish this would get better, like I wish this was, but I think it's better to just spew positive thoughts into your head about yourself so that you can be more enthusiastic about your day.
And you literally have to do that. Like your mind is so powerful that people if I tell you to stop thinking about the rain, you're probably gonna start thinking about the rain. So it's like you literally have to do that. You have to kind of like look at positive thoughts about yourself that way too. You have to just spew them into your mind. You know what I'm saying? To like just to spew them, whether you believe it or not. Because at the end of the day, like there are lies that's been told so many times that it becomes truth. So even if you don't believe that about yourself, say something positive about yourself. Even if you don't believe it about yourself, try to say something positive. Try to look at yourself in the eye and in the mirror and say it about yourself. And if you say it enough times, I guarantee you're gonna start believing it, because what you do frequently becomes your frequency, and what you do, often usually becomes how you maneuver and operate, stuff like that. So just talk positive about yourself. You'll start to become a more positive person.
Definitely, and I definitely agree. Well, that concludes our episode, y'all. I appreciate you for joining me, 9-3.
You feel me? No, I appreciate you for having me, letting me, come on and promote myself and my platform and stuff like that.
We'll do it again. Give them your tags.
Oh, 9-3 Torrence, 9-3 Torrence. That's 9-3 Torrence, everywhere, anywhere.
Instagram.
All streaming platforms, 9-3 Torrence, all one word.
You better go listen to his music. He got a new project coming out in April.
Yes.
And it's coming up soon because the end of the year is finna come. New Year's is like a couple days.
Yes. Yeah, like tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Oh, shit. Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, y'all. So, anyway, you guys can follow me on Instagram, Instagram, Twitter, Wisdom, TikTok, YouTube. Please like and subscribe this video. Hit the subscribe button.
Like it.
Please.
Like it.
Comment down below. Tell us how we're doing.
Yeah, tell us how we're doing. Like that. Get that.
If you like the show, but please, you guys, follow me on Instagram.
Instagram is where it's at. Follow us on Instagram.
It is. That's like the main social media place I'm at.
No, for real. Like and subscribe to
the video.
Get that algorithm going.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying? Be the first to get on the bandwagon. Be able to say you was really rocking with SMH Podcast.
You were the fan of Torrence from the beginning.
From the beginning. Because we going somewhere. We going somewhere, I promise you.
I promise you.
As long as y'all want to be on the ride.
Y'all still rocking with us and all that, we gonna get there.
You feel me?
Straight to the top.
To the top. It's alright. No, I appreciate you for having me though.
Of course. Thank you guys for listening. If you're driving home, please drive home safely with your, drive home safely. Wear your seatbelts if you're listening to this podcast. But I appreciate you guys for joining us today. Have a great day, and please have a great New Year's. Be safe out there, because like I said, it's getting crazy, y'all. Peace out.
Alright, cool.
Thanks,
Great.
Nick.
Great podcast.
I had fun.
I'm about to walk this motherfucker, man.